everyone. How are you all today? Good. Thank you for coming out. My name is Allison Bruzahoff. I'm the Museum Executive Director here, and it's a pleasure to have you here for one of our speaker series, Traveling, Working, and Living on the Rancho. Today we're going to hear a very interesting talk from Julia on the Tongva Indians who lived in the Southbay area and did a lot of work on the Rancho San Pedro. And with that, I'd like to introduce Julia and turn it over to her. Julia.
Meha. Hello. We're here on the village of Suwangna. And Suwangna means little mountain. And so there's two Suwangnas. There's this lower, this is Little Mountain here where we're sitting. And then there's up in San Gabriel Mountains is Suwangna, the great big mountains, right? So that's how we distinguish our mountains. And so that's the name of this village. Tongva means people of the earth. Where people, most people know us as Gabrielinos because we, our people built the missions, and so because of that, they named us Gabrielinos because that was the name of the people that were building. The people that owned the missions named it San Gabriel Mission, and so they named us Gabrielinos. So I was reading, I didn't bring genocide of the missions, but it says, we always considered ourselves as slaves to the mission, but they said because they didn't have papers on us, and because we didn't actually have titles, we were actually just doing the Lord's work. And so it's a different way to look at it. We were doing it forcibly. So I always have my little thing on the missions, and I say, I brought when I teach about the missions. There wasn't no sign out there saying, would you like to work here for board and room and board, or would you like to learn about something? But I say that the little mission buildings had these gates because they were prisons to us. Whether they think that we were slaves or not, they were still prisons. And some people did like them. I had several diaries from children that lived at the mission who, some people wanted to stay after, and that always happens when you're captive. And some people were glad to get out of there. And a lot of people died leaving. A lot of children died before age 9 because that's what they used for the people to do the job there, right? And then first time I came to this ranch, I thought, boy, we could do a whole lot here. This is a gorgeous ranch. So I'm the culture affairs for the Gabrielino Tongva of San Gabriel. And you'll notice that when you see us at different places, we introduce ourselves differently, because I say San Gabriel because I'm under Chief Anthony Redblood, which is the chief of our tribe. And chief comes from a lineage. There she goes. It's a birthright. And all this yellow here was Tongva land. And these 4 islands. So the chief couldn't have been everywhere, right? I mean, he'd be tired just walking. So because of that, there was captains throughout the villages. A long time ago, when we were separated into different villages and there was different leaders, they still met. And it was because they were in charge of different people. And so I always say it looks like the book of Moses. You know how Moses was out there and he was trying to do all the work, and God told him to go find good leaders, find good men to be leaders. And so that's what we had, good leaders in each village who came to San Gabriel and met with the chief there and took care of the people. But today it's a different life because, we've learned the Western we learn what we call Western greed in the Native community. There's the casino fight. We want some casino, some don't, and it's a battle. So we're all still related, we're all still family. There's over 3,000 of us, but we all do language together. We always at Monpetam, the saltwater people at the Pacific Ocean, last weekend. So we do work together. We just have differences of opinion. So, like any family. So a long time ago, and up to today, every Tongva owns the first Angelinos, right? It was Macaulay's book on us, and it has a lot of good stuff in here. And it was the only thing there was on the Angelinos. Besides Hugo Reed's 21 letters that were written to the Star newspaper. And I don't think all of us have those yet. I haven't passed out enough. But that's all we had. Today we have more modern books. We have Vineyards and Vaqueros, which is very interesting. First time in history ever talking about the Tongva and the truth of who the Tongva were. So that's really interesting. I'm also the keeper of the books because I just love books. It's probably my big spending money, right? So because I have a wall the size of this inside of this thing of just Tongva books. So anything that had the word Tongva in it, sometimes that's all there is. It'll say, turn to page 366 and it says Tongva. Nothing else but Tongva. But I have it. But and then a lot of the diaries are coming out from the priests. And so this is the newest one. It's a Pedro Font diary, and it's only 1 year in here. And so it's interesting to read what the priests were writing. Some of it is not nice, but it is it's their view, right? So you got to read it as their view of how they thought. So we do have a language class in San Pedro, and we meet once a month. We read. Professor from UCLA, Pamela Monroe, teaches our language class. And so this is our second dictionary. So we have improved it. You can come up and see it if you like. I have the large map that my cousin's been working on our villages, and there's a group now working on the names of the villages to put into 4th grade of all the tribes in California. It's going to be pretty full, right? And then I brought you village names, and I brought you the timeline that's in the back. And this is the little language book we used to have years and years ago from Monkey Press. And it just had a couple of words, really little simple words. Just a thing here and there, not really something we could learn from. But so we have done games for our children because I taught preschool for years. I've done like body parts, posters, and I've done bingo. Everybody likes to play bingo, so we've done bingo colors. And we don't have the color orange, blue, and what else? Purple. So I had to make those colors up, right? So nobody liked my idea, so then I decided, well, I'm going to say purple is like the California violet is the lavender. So it's like the lavender, and that's my purple. Instead of making up a color purple. Some of our language is close to Spanish, like the word for horse, caballo, is only spelled with a K instead of it's spelled with a K in Tongva instead of a T. And so we try to get away from that and not use too many Spanish words, but start taking words within our language. So the word for minute we use, it sounds like tadpole. So we use, it's 12 and 15 tadpoles, because we're world comedians in the Tongva tribe. My greatest knowledge of the Tongva is in the women. I'm big on the women's stories. They empower me. Juana Maria, the Gabrielino, a lot of people say she's Shumash. And, we did DNA about 3 years ago with one of my cousins. And she is Tongva. Of course, she was on San Nicolas Island, which belongs to us. Why would she be Shumash? They took her, she was on the wrong island when they picked her up, and they put her in the wrong mission. But there is a book being rewritten on Juana Maria, and there's questions. Did Juana Maria, because it was wasn't a true story, but it was a good story. So the question is, did Juana Maria jump off the boat? Did she live? Or did she die when she jumped off the boat? After all, there was a big storm, right? So then Juana Maria might have been the little girl already at the island. And it might have been a little girl who grew up there. So there's those questions, being answered, questions, and so there's people working on the new book of Juana Maria. But anyway, so Juana Maria, to me, she's powerful because, she survived on that island. Science said nobody could have survived that many years on an island by themselves.